Maybe. You just have to watch the movie and find out.
and when is it going to start being in film festivals and stuff so folks can see it?
I can't say right now. Like I said, we're just finishing up, and we're in the middle of post-production right now. But hopefully, sometime summer, fall, that kind of thing. As soon as we can get it done and we're all happy with it, we'll start putting it out into the public eye.
Promise me that you and the director, you the producer and the director, will come on the show. And if you're in Texas, come in studio with us.
Oh, we'd love to. That'd be a fantastic interview, and I can't wait for you to see the film.
Now I want to get into your father and the TSA. People really want to hear about that. But finishing up with the future of the show, I'm sure you know, and I was sent internal documents from a cable company. It is true. There were also orders sent out for DVRs to be remotely contacted and to erase the police state episode and now other episodes of the show. Have you heard anything about this? Because talking to you on the phone, I forgot to bring this up to you. I'm just now bringing it up to you live on air.
Really, I don't know anything about that, so it's kind of hard for me to comment on that. I know the cycle of television, they don't keep things on DVR for too long, but first time I've ever heard about that, and it is interesting to look into it.
Yeah, but we're talking about them remoting in, not that it's available for you to go choose on demand. They're going into recorded copies and getting rid of it.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Let me give you the headline. It's Kurt Nimmo, Infowars.com. Confirm Ventura's conspiracy theory episodes disappearing from DVRs. It's a huge internet controversy out there.
Ty, you know what? I look at that. It's kind of a badge of honor. That means that we're scaring the hell out of them and we're telling the truth. And if they're that nervous about it, good.
I guess in a way, your dad's going to win the bet. He didn't believe it was ever going to make it on air. So in a way, your dad turns out to be basically right. He said, I can't believe this is going to get on air. Privately, he didn't believe it was going to go on air. Not just the first season, but he wasn't even sure completely about the second.
Well, hey, we got on air, and I think one of the big reasons we got on air is because people let truTV and let them know that they wanted to see it. The Nielsen system is a very antiquated system, and so us, the TV companies, are big on letters and things like that, and I think that we had such a great response from people after the first season, writing into truTV and leaving messages on the comment boards on their website, and that speaks volumes. Every one letter, could equal 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people. And then that simple task dictates a lot of programming. At the end of the day, they want ratings and they want to be able to put out good shows. And like I said, they're a great company and they've been good to us and have allowed us to put things on the air that, we never thought anyone would ever see the light of day on television, basic cable. But we have, and that's because of the viewers, and that's because of our audience being so dedicated and following the show, and then writing to truTV and letting them know that they want to see it again. And so, please, if you want to see us back for a third season, do it again. Write in and let truTV know that you want to see more conspiracy theory. Well,
Ty, I'm glad you brought this up because that's one of the reasons when I called you this weekend and you called me back, I said, look, did that help having my listeners lobbying? You said, yes, it did. And I said, well, let's do it again because it was hit or miss if there was even going to be a second season. It's very close right now. Those decisions are being made in the next few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Ty, I know I'm springing this on you because we talked on the weekend about doing this, but do you have the mailing address? Do you have the best website for people to visit?
You can write to 600 3rd Avenue, New York, New York. I believe it's 10016. That's truTV's address. So if you want to write right there. If you go online to the truTV.com website, you go under Contact Us, and they actually have a special heading under Programming for Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura, and you can fill in your comments there and send them emails directly about the show, and they do read them and they do listen, and I get tons of fan mail. My closet's filled up with fan mail because I go through and read every piece of it. I might not be able to respond to all the fan mail just because there's so much of it. But I do read every letter that we get, and I do read every congratulatory letter. I do read every negative letter. I read and also it's great because people send us show ideas, and I read through all of that just because you never know when you get one good nugget that helps fill in a piece of the puzzle that can make a great episode for next year. So
Well, folks can go to truTV.com, or just type in Jesse Ventura Conspiracy Theory, and it'll be the top link. They can contact there. They can also look it up online and find the phone numbers to truTV. You can, the physical mail. It's so important. Everything we do, resistance is victory. And people that want to hear the truth, people that want to see well-produced information like this, if you believe in it, you want it, because I keep getting calls, Ty, constantly. Is there going to be a third season? You know, will you be involved, Alex? What's happening? What's Jesse going to do? And so now we've got you here today. Give out that mailing address one more time.
Once again, it's 600 3rd Avenue, New York, I believe 10016. You might double-check that, but yeah, that's the mailing address. And you know, it's great. I mean, we had a great second season. We're going along normal right now in terms of whether or not it'll be a third season. There's been nothing weird, you know, that way or anything strange. It's, you know, we're in our kind of time off to take a breather and then, you know, keep our ear to the ground for what potential shows we could do next season. And, you know, hopefully we'll get the green light and start working again, you know.
But that
if Jesse can fly. I don't know if we'll find that one out.
And that leads me to that next question, but I need to stop before we get into your dad and the flying, because we're also doing something else today. Not just writing to that address, not just going to truTV and emailing them. We're exposing the open announcement that not just public telescreens saying spy on your neighbor, but they're now going to use the FEMA takeover boxes on all broadcast TV, radio, and cable to start breaking in with Obama's video and voice on radio, telling you to basically spy on your neighbors. The key article and video that we stayed up all night producing that breaks this down: Obama launches total takeover of media system. Again, Obama launches total takeover of media system, emergency alert system, and it is so important that you get the video and all this out to everybody. And I only mentioned it for like 1 minute in the last hour, and when I've done that before, we haven't gotten the #1 Google search term. I normally need to hammer it for that to happen. Folks, right now type Obama launches takeover into Google over and over again. Obama launches takeover. And let's make that the #1 term, Obama launches takeover. That is so important to put that in the search engine. Also, Obama takeover media. We want to make that the second term on Google. Obama takeover media and Obama launches takeover. Those are two separate search terms. Let's break through the electronic Berlin Wall. Let's expose their attempt to attack the media and the alternative media, just like we did with the TSA. It's admitted we launched that. It's admitted we've launched so many other things. You've done it. Obama launches takeover is the first search term. The second search term is Obama takeover media. Put those in over and over again. The 3 words Obama launches takeover is one search term, and Obama takeover media is the second 3 words you put in together. Let's do it together. Let's make it #1. It should be #1 in the next 3 hours. Ty, getting into your father now. We, again, appreciate you talking about this. I know from flying with him, he is upset. Other people are upset. It's a carnival atmosphere. He's a celebrity. People gather around. He said on my show, they grab his genitals. They go, into his, I'm not even going to say it. They're now admitting they're going into other people's pants. There's a huge revolt against this. He's filed a lawsuit, and it's got national media attention. What can you say about that?
Well, I can't comment on the lawsuit because it is, it is a lawsuit and things like that. I can talk about my own experiences with it, which I have been groped and I've had to go into the microwave machine because they didn't even give me the option of being searched, before, and it's not fun at all. In fact, the good thing is the microwave machine didn't work on me because I'm too tall. So I was happy about that, which once again shows how idiotic it is. But no, I can't comment directly on the lawsuit because it is a pending lawsuit and all that. I think it speaks for itself, and hopefully we'll see what happens, and we'll see what becomes of that. But if we can. If it works out, and it's a good blow against the system to try to get them to make airlines safer without invading our rights, and it can be done.
Well, Ty, as you know, and I guess we talked privately about this, so I know the inside baseball, and I've talked to your dad off air. I mean, I knew months before they were launching the suit they were, but he said, don't talk about it. When I get back, I'll talk about it. And so I guess when he gets back in April, obviously he's going to need to respond. The media tried to spin it. Oh, Ventura wants publicity. I happen to know your dad turns down most big TV interviews. He refused to talk to the international media on this. He told me when we flew, he said, I can't do this anymore. I got to get out of here. Every time he flies, to be groped and then to have The View and others make jokes about it and laugh at him and say, oh, he's a man. Why does he care if somebody grabs his genitals? I mean, I've had Ron Paul on. He's angry about it and says they've grabbed his genitals. I mean, this is about government training us to put up with anything.
Exactly. They condition us to accept any kind of form of security, no matter how invasive, and condition us to throw out our Bill of Rights. Then they win, and you can't have that. I mean, if you have to make that choice. Is it a free society or is it a state-controlled police society? And I believe this country is a free society, and you could still have security and be a free society. You just have to do it correctly. And my own personal experiences, I mean, come on. I had a friend of mine who, is a FBI agent in counterterrorism, and he has a conceal and carry permit. And he's walking through, and he shows them the conceal and carry stuff and says, I'm an FBI agent, it's okay. And so they let him go through, and then his bag goes through, and he has a small Swiss Army knife on his keychain in his bag. Then it goes to the X-ray, and they say, I'm sorry, sir, you can't have that Swiss Army knife. And he's kind of looking at them like, but I'm carrying a gun. I mean, it's just ludicrous what the things that they've set up, and it's the appearance of security. And it is. It's a conditioning to get us to accept the fact that, oh, our bodies belong to the government, and we have no rights over them whatsoever.
For forced vaccines and everything else. But notice in Obama's State of the Union, Ty, did you catch where he said, we're going to put speed train all over the country, high-speed rail. Don't worry, now you won't have to get pat-downs on the rail. They're already doing pat-downs on rail. Everyone that went in the Super Bowl got a genital pat-down. I mean, there's nowhere to run or hide from this. TSA is now setting up checkpoints on highways, Ty. I just want to commend your father for his courage because he loves his privacy. As he said on my show, he was really going to retire 3 years ago. He wants to ride off into the sunset. He's doing this for everybody and for his country as a governor, as a veteran. Can you speak to your, the fact that they're...
Look, we're not publicity hounds. We don't do things for publicity. We do things because we feel that we have to stand up and they're morally right. And nothing about this is anything to do with publicity. My dad's always been that way through his whole life, is that if he sees something wrong, he speaks about it, whether for good or bad. If he believes it's wrong, he'll speak out about it. And I think that's important for us all to do, and you have to keep up that constant vigilance.
Well, talking to him on air and off, he just says, Alex, I want to ride off in the sunset, but I can't stand this tyranny. So he says, I do 6-8 months here fighting it, but then I just got to get away from it and just walk on the beach. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, I'm not 60 years old like he is, and every day, Ty, my instinct says, get out of here, get out of here. But there's nowhere to run.
Well, if you believe and you love your country and you want to change things, you have to stay and fight. And he will stay and fight until he physically can't anymore. And he will continue to speak out against tyranny and speak out against things of this nature until he finally can kind of hang up the hat and move on. And then that's where I guess I'll probably have to pick up the mantle and continue speaking out for truth in the works that I do. And we all have to do that as a citizenry, and we need to follow leaders like him and leaders like yourself and other people like Ron Paul and things like that, and don't get duped into believing that if you join an organization that's enough. I mean, you got to stay vigilant. You got to educate people.
We've all got to be leaders. Ty, stay there. Powerful information.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection law